Hopefully not the last. And man, I've been a fan of yours for a while, and just
Oh,
really
thank you
stoked
for
to
having
have
me.
you here on the show because I have a lot of stuff to talk about. But before we get into that, let's break the ice a little bit. What are your favorite drinks right now, Ian?
Oh man, my favorite drinks. Well, I'm a lemonade guy, man. The stronger the lemon in that thing, I'm all for it. I'm like a lemonade through and through guy. But my wife just bought these things called they're like poppy sodas and like cream soda and birch beer.
Hmm.
Those are my favorite drinks. I mean, I don't drink anymore, so they're
Yeah.
a little bit softer, but those are my go-to.
Yeah, you don't realize how much, like, how many options there are in the world until you start asking people what they're drinking.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it's
know.
it's awesome. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about where kind of you came from because you are an up north guy. I'm not going to call you a Yankee because you're a country music star. So,
No, I
but
am.
yeah, so am I. Huge country music fan, but I'm a Yankee. But been in Texas for 25 years almost now. But you grew up in a town called Saugerties, New York, right?
Yeah, I did. Yes, Saugerties, New York.
What's it like up in that part of the world?
Man, it's beautiful. We're about 4 miles from Woodstock, New York, so a lot of a lot of tie dyes, a lot of stuff like that. It's a really great like blue collar country area. Upstate New York's got some of the best, most beautiful landscape you're going to find. I always look at it like a kind of like a mini Montana mixed with some farmland. But really, really small town, man. My family's been there for like 200 years.
Wow.
I mean, I grew up one road away from where my dad grew up. And that was one road away from where my mother grew up, and like a few doors down from my grandpa, kind of small.
So almost
It's
like a
really,
family compound. I mean, that's what it's like up in the New England area.
yeah, just
And
small towns, man.
yeah,
Everybody knows everybody. They all grew up together. It's awesome.
yeah. And I know they don't consider New York New England, but I'm from Massachusetts and I've been to upstate New York, and I consider upstate New York to be part of New England.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not the city so much, but if you're not from the area and maybe you're from the South or the West or whatever, you may not know much about New York. But New York is literally 9 million people in the Southeast, and then the rest of the state is just gorgeous open land and, like you said, farmland, and just as country as if you were in Alabama or Georgia. You know what I mean?
I know. I forget the statistic, but like the Adirondack State Park in New York is bigger than like Yellowstone
Hmm.
Glacier and one more put together.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
It's just a gorgeous state, and I don't think the rest of the country really understands how that part of New York, that upstate part of it. Um,
No, same with Massachusetts, man.
sure,
Massachusetts is
yeah,
gorgeous.
that's a very good point. Out west, and even like North Shore of Boston, and I was from southeast of Boston, so not quite as beautiful there, but there's definitely parts of Massachusetts. You're right. You mentioned 4 miles from Woodstock. Is that geography? Does that ever influence you as a kid musically?
Yeah, it did. It's just not even so much for anything tied to like a festival or whatever, but just it's a very artist heavy place. Like there's a
Right.
lot of such great local talent that growing up it's what inspired me. I was like, oh, this is a solid life choice. I'm going to be just like these guys. Just so much local music and great stories.
Yeah, and it's a historical musical mecca too. So people have been, traveling to that area even today because
Oh
of that
yeah.
festival, right? Just to kind of celebrate that festival.
Yeah, and the festival was something like an hour or so south after all, but it's like you got Bob Dylan, like Van Morrison was up there. I mean, Levon Helm has his Midnight Ramble still there. I mean, he sadly passed, but I mean, such an inspiration, that kind of stuff going on every week. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. And is that how music? Like, how was music finding you as a youngster?
My mom and we used to make songs up all the time. I'm an only child, and my first house was I was out in the woods and just wanted a guitar and make songs and I had a great guitar teacher since I was 11 years old, and
Wow.
local guy, and I still talk with him to this day. He still gives me pointers, but really just the community. I don't know. I've been obsessed with music since I can remember. Always like as a kid, I remember feeling music really, really intensely. And I was always like, I need to learn how to make that feeling,
Yeah.
and that's kind of been my obsession I mean, every day.
Doesn't
So,
surprise me that you're an only child. That's pretty prominent in the music industry. I'm an only child as well, and I feel like when you're an only child, like your creativeness can almost fill that void of a sibling or
Yeah, you got to pass some time.
sure,
Yeah.
yeah. And I feel like you got to fill the silence sometimes too, right? Like if you're by yourself, especially for me, I'm sure it was the same for you. Like my parents were at work all the time, so like I
All the
spent a
time.
lot of time alone, right?
That's their whole life.
Yeah. So how are you filling that silence as a kid?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I had a dog and made music.
Yeah.
It's pretty much it. I think things are different. There wasn't all the things like right now. They're raising kids. It's like there's billions of, you can have everything from toys to Miss Rachel.
Right.
It's crazy. But back in the day, I mean, I don't know. I can't even remember much of it. But music was always a big thing, man. Always.
So
Even if
guitar
it
at
wasn't-
11, you said?
Yeah, that was like my. Once I got one, my parents got me this Art and Lutheran guitar, and that was it. That was
Yeah.
kind of like, I'm gonna learn this thing forever.
Was it an instant passion? Like you just took right to it?
Yeah, I wasn't good. I've been very bad at everything I ever started for
course,
a long
yeah,
time.
yeah.
But it just felt right. Like, when if you picture yourself, like, I couldn't, if I was on an island, the first thing I'd be doing is like chopping the tree down
Yeah.
and finding a way to make some strings. I just would have to write music. So
I love how you say you weren't good, right? Like you have to be
No.
honest with yourself. So the question here is like, you're not good. So how do you weed through that to get good and still remain passionate through all the bad, right? How's that work?
I know. Well, like for me, I'm a decent example for it because one, I got a really low, raspy voice, and every song I ever wanted to sing was like the Eagles or something up high. Like I always,
Yeah.
if I could have my choice, man, I'd have like a hair metal voice. I just want to rock
Yeah.
so hard, but I got this low voice, and for most of my life, I chased trying to be like other people and try to sound like them. And then really, probably around like 18, 19 is when I was just like, you know what, let me just really live in my own world and find my own voice. And when you really go after your own thing, everything you write and arrange tends to like work together instead of you trying to force your way into being somebody you're not, and that I think was the longest part for me, is just realizing like, hey, it's okay to be completely uniquely you. And the more you lean into that, the better people seem to resonate with
I
it.
love that, man. Was there someone there to help you with that realization, or is that just, again, I mean, I imagine you're
Yeah.
really comfortable with your inner thoughts being an only child, but is that, like, how's that
Yeah,
working?
I was really shy. I didn't really perform in my town till maybe I left. I think I left and then came back a couple years later when I was like 20
Yeah.
and then performed for the first time. I was very shy. So everything I did was kind of behind closed doors, little snippets of things. And, I never was into music to make it a career either. It was really just like this weird obsession. I just had to write, and weird things like interesting songwriters like Jack Johnson. He was really inspiring to me because at that time in my life, I was starting to really write all the time. And, I used to skip school just to go write music. And, it was a terrible influence. But the thing is, like, his writing style was just so creative to me at that time in my life. And it really just was like, okay, he's not like a hair metal singer, not going crazy. It's not pop. It's very organic. Like, he's sitting right there. And it allowed, like, all I owned at that time was an acoustic guitar. So it was really inspiring to listen to him. And, he kind of helped me. I've never met him, but thank you, Jack Johnson. But his albums really helped me just kind of just sit and be present with the song and with my thoughts and just make honest music.
Man, I love these answers because, like, as a fan of yours, researching you, I would not have made the connection of Jack Johnson, but now that you mention it, like, looking at your catalog and being somewhat familiar with it now after researching you for the last month or so, I hear it now. Like, I see it
Oh,
there.
thanks,
Yeah.
man. That's a big compliment.
Man,
I mean, you figure things out along the way and mess around. And
Yeah, I mean,
become
one of my
whatever you-
favorite songs of all time is Angel by Jack Johnson. I mean, it's
Oh
just,
my gosh, yeah.
one of the best songs ever written that perhaps the world doesn't know enough about, right? Like,
I know.
man, Jack is just such a talent. Yeah, I
He's such a good dude. Yeah.
yeah, super down to earth from what I've been told.